Hi friends, it's Emilia here and you're watching Bullet Journal Engineer. Today we're gonna do our weekly spreads, part of the cherry blossom theme we did the last time. We will talk more about the Japanese art of living and the book Ikigai in particular. So let's get started. Last time we did our wonderful cover page and monthly pages. If you missed this video, I advise you to watch it because there I explain in detail the technique I used to make the cherry blossoms. For this video I will also use only those two pens, water-based art and graphic twin markers and a brush with a glass of water. Now I will only briefly mention the basic techniques we use to make the cherry blossoms. First we do a light sketch of where the branch will be located. I would like to have a large branch in the middle of the both pages, located diagonally. I will place the days of the week around this branch, and in the other corner I'm gonna put another branch a bit more smaller. Then I start covering the branch. I just lightly mark the main lines and twigs. As you know, I leave small spaces here and there to fill them with flowers. In this way the flowers will appear as they're in front of the branch. This is the impression that we want to do. I try to branch the branches unevenly so that they look more natural, and I even make a few small twigs in the lower left corner, and then I finish the middle branch in the lower right corner. Well, of course the branches that I'm drawing right now are just basic guidelines. Once we are done with them, I start making extra small twigs which I will then sprinkle with small pink flowers. Well, you watched this whole process in the previous video where for like 20 minutes I explain how you can do this, so today I'm gonna talk about something else, and namely the book Ikigai. No, don't think that it's a self-development book after which you're gonna be so successful, you're gonna have your own yacht, you're gonna be a billionaire with some cryptocurrency project. No. Here I will talk only about how, according to the Japanese art of Ikigai, to live a long and happy life entirely on a personal level. We forget about professions, work, money. It is important what we are from inside. So today I'm gonna talk only about our inner happiness and not physical or material success. A quick note here is that I link the entire Ikigai book down below in the description, so if you want to read it for yourself or listen it in our case and experience it in your own way, check it down there. And another quick disclaimer is that here I will talk about my understanding of the book and my thoughts on it. So this video is gonna be way more different than the ones that you're gonna find in YouTube on the same topic. Just this is my perspective of the book. So let's not waste more time and get into it. As you probably guess, each of us wants to live a long and happy life, especially a happy one, because if you're unhappy you hardly want to live long. I'm just kidding, of course, please don't take me seriously. I am of the opinion that each of us, regardless of the age, if you're 15, 35 or 60 years old, we can find happiness in life. And if you have hard time finding it, listen to this video till the end. People of Japan have practiced Ikigai, or their reason to live, for centuries. It helps them live longer, more joyful lives. This practice is what makes Japan part of the 5 blue zones of the world where people live the longest. Many people find themselves trapped in a never-ending need to do everything faster, better, harder. And this applies very much to our bullet journal community actually, because most of us are control freaks. We want to have a plan for everything, which most of the time is good actually, as we have more organized life, but in the meantime we can mistake being busy with being productive. And talking about bullet journaling, here I want to point out the font I'm using right now. I really adore it, as I just outlined the pink letters and the result is stunning. You can see how detailed the font looks. You will see this style really often in my journals. I really love it because with just simple outline you can make a big impression on the letters. So back to the book. Discovering your Ikigai may help you slow down and enjoy the life more. It helped to me, so I hope that it helps to you as well. Identifying your life's purpose will also help you live longer. In short, if you have something to live for, you want to live forever. Actually, you may think that the author is native Japanese, but you'll be wrong. Hector Pickcover, the author of the book, is a native European who moved in Japan in 2004 and became amazed with the Japanese culture. And in his book, he breaks down how we can use Ikigai to live better. And here, in my journal right now, I'm breaking down how not to draw a pagoda. I mean, what the heck am I doing here? I literally lost my sense of perspective, and as I'm watching it right now doing the voiceover, it's getting even worse. Look at this roof! Oh no! And here we have the Batman pagoda. Okay, somehow I managed to fix it, almost. Anyway, we're turning another page and I'm continuing with the Ikigai book. So in short, these are my 7 favorite lessons from his work. Number 1 is having a purpose is one of the most important things in life. Number 2 is helping the people gives us belonging and security as individual living beings. Number 3 is that we need to train our brain constantly, and I'm not talking about math, no worries. Number 4 is no stress. And here I will only add that I will not cure your stress with a magic wand, but I'll say some things that help me. Number 5 is full awareness. Number 6 is to stay healthy throughout your life and make sure that you're moving enough, literally. And the 7th one is like a surprise, so you're gonna hear it in the end of the video. Those are briefly some of the main conclusions from the book, and I will now explain each one of them. So let's start with point number 1. If you want to be happy and live longer, discover your Ikigai, a reason to wake up in the morning. So Okinawa is home of some of the longest living people in the world. Their secret is Ikigai. The Japanese word has 2 characters, Iki, which means life, and Gai, which means value. Finding your Ikigai can be as simple as asking 4 basic questions. The first question is, what are your strengths? Think of what you can do better than everything else. Or at least better than people that you know, because there is gonna be always somebody better than you in this. Number 2 is, what does the world need? Imagine something that you want to see in the world, something that the world lacks in the moment. And number 3 is, what are your passions? Picture the things that you could do all day without stopping. And the last number 4 is, what you can earn a living doing. Here the question is how you can make money from all those things. And here is the big mistake actually that people make. They stop only to these 4 points. The book is much more than this diagram here. Many people connect these 4 points only to their job, and they realize that their job is not even close to Ikigai, and they get demotivated. From my read through this book, I learned that your Ikigai doesn't have to be connected to your job. Your purpose may come from a hobby or your family relations. Do whatever you find that gets you up in the morning. Life is such more than just work. And actually at the end of the video, I'm going to share my own Ikigai with you that I think that this is my Ikigai. But first you need to get through all the points that I will talk so you can truly understand what I'm meaning. Believe me, you will be surprised what mine is. So people in Okinawa, actually they need to retire at some point, Usually in our countries when somebody is retired, they just stay at home. But people in Okinawa, they stay active with their hobbies and in their community, which helps them live longer. Research has shown that the elderly people of Okinawa have remarkably lower cases of dementia and heart diseases. Here we come to the second point, which is help the people because it gives us belonging and security as individuals. We humans are social beings and we constantly need to be in a society. From an early age, we have a circle of friends and we are members of a school clubs, and as adults, we continue to do the same. It is no coincidence that we have such developed languages because we need to communicate in order to live at fullest. And I'm not telling you to drop everything and go to the bar and talk to the people. I'm talking you more about helping our society. And most importantly, to not help because you should, but because you feel better. Follow my thought. Each of us has volunteered one way or another. You don't have to be in a volunteer organization. You may have just helped an old lady to cross the street. And the feeling that you helped is great, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Doing good things makes us feel like good people, and when we feel like good people, we are more or less proud of ourselves. And this pride is great motivation to move forward, so we need to keep it and preserve it some way. For example, I'm here making this video so I can spread awareness to all of you. And even if I help to one person, it will be a great reward for me. Well, unfortunately, we may be split apart by a few thousand kilometers, but if you find this video helpful, I would be more than happy if you give it a like or comment so I can know that it made a difference for you. Of course, with the development comes the third point of my list, which is that we have to train our brain constantly. And yes, I'm not talking about math. Our body is made up of muscles, and the brain is no exception. The brain needs to be trained constantly. To look, to notice things, to feel. Your brain, that's you. You've probably heard the saying that the person learns while he is alive. And now remember the happiness you experienced when you first learned to draw a cat, or when you learned to ride a bike, or any other skill, even reading. If you had not learned to read, you would not have access to so much knowledge, books, magazines, entertainment, if you say. Life is in the little things, and that's why we have to constantly learn new things. Even the small skill is important. And even not the material things, you can learn how to be kinder, how to be more confident. My idea is that all these skills, material or not, makes us feel good. That's why we need to constantly train our brains and learn new things. Just think of the great feeling that you can do something new. Well, of course, all this learning should be done without stress, and actually, this is the next point. In this fast paced world, each of us must find time at least for a rest. Stress can age us internally and externally, and unfortunately, I cannot tell you here what to do to relieve your stress. I can just tell you a few things that help for myself, and maybe in this way you can find yours. My activities for lowering the stress is long hot shower in the bathroom with music, or to tidy my room, or to walk and listen to music. I really like walking, by the way. I can walk for like 3 or 4 hours per day without getting tired just listening to music. Another thing is eating salad. I love salads. Or to massage my body wherever I can. Obviously, I cannot massage my back. And of course, to make bullet journals. This is one of the things that calms me down, and this is another reason why I love bullet journals so much. Like they order my thoughts in my head, so they're useful. And these are just a few, but I hope they serve as a good example. But in order to get rid of the stress effectively, we go to point number 5, full awareness, to observe and feel. Well, I'm not telling you to sit and meditate for like 1 hour. I'm not a yoga person or I don't get well with meditations. Just try to do all the daily things with a full awareness. One good example of how not to do it is actually eating in front of the TV or in front of the YouTube. Just leave that meal right now if you're eating and focus on the video and then focus on the food. Believe me, the food is gonna be much more tastier if you eat it without constantly distracted by something else. Another thing, as you walk down the street, look at the houses, the trees, even the people, well, not on the creepy way. Be here and now. And when you start to observe the world around you, you start to feel like you're a part of it, and this feeling is amazing. In fact, I gave an example of eating because it's a very personal topic for me, and here we come to our point number 6. Our body is our home and we must take care of it. I'm not talking about going to the gym every morning and eating only salads. It is important enough not to overeat. If you're in a family where you can easily overeat from the food on the table, then it is very likely that your family will have food all the time. It will not end. You eat again in a few hours. You don't need to load your body with excessive food for processing. Get up from the table just before you're full. Believe me, you'll notice the difference immediately. And here we are to our point number 7. We are all in the same boat. Yes, this is it. Somehow this book made me realize that I'm just a small creature living on the rock in cosmos. How rare and beautiful is that we even exist. We need to enjoy the life at its fullest. And this doesn't mean that you need to have a lot of money, be a CEO of a big company. Nowadays people care mostly about work and the salary they get. But I think that the most important part of our life is actually outside of the work hours. Just make sure that whatever you do, to do it with all of your heart. Feel the food that you're eating, feel the breeze, enjoy the people smile when you help them or you said a small compliment to them. Honestly, I don't know if this counts as Ikigai, but it doesn't matter. The book is about living a happy and long life. So these are my 7 steps of feeling my Ikigai. Yours can be different, and that's why I advise you to read the book, as I'm sure that you'll find your own sense in there. And in the beginning I promise you to tell you my own Ikigai. Well, it is skiing. Yes, I love skiing, because when I do it the rest of the world just disappears. It's just me, the snow and the slope. It is not paid, it is not something that the world needs, but it's something that keeps me sane. So later I can do the things that get me paid and then help people and do what the world needs. And at the end of the week I collect all my emotions, good or bad, and I go skiing. So here is my final thought. I don't think that Ikigai is defined by these 4 points. Ikigai is not a secret formula that will make you successful. Ikigai is the thing that keeps you waking up in the morning wanting to live your life. It can be your plants, it can be your pet, it can be your child, it can be your parents, it can be everything. So if you watch other videos where people say to follow all these 4 points, please just find what makes you feel good and the reason that you want to get up in the morning. Well, here we are, actually. We almost did our spreads. I made only 3 weeks, as the last week of April I'll be in Italy, hopefully, and I don't need it in my journal. Probably I'm gonna draw something there. We will see. Probably you're gonna see it in some short or Instagram reels. If this video was interesting to you, consider giving it a like or even subscribe to the channel. I'll be more than happy to have you here in the community, or you can leave a comment down below with your thoughts about my understanding of the book, or if you haven't read it, just give it a shot. Believe me, you're not gonna be disappointed. And yep, next time we're gonna do our May theme, which is gonna be a really awesome one, so you can find the link in the description and give it a look. Till then, don't forget to stay on the sunny side.